Hello everyone. In our last presentation, we have discussed about the one compartment open model which follows the IV bolus injection. So today we will be discussing the same one compartment open model, but this model will follow the IV infusion. Hope you remember all the equations what we have discussed, because we will be using those equations here also. So let's start. What are the objectives of this presentation? After completing this presentation, all of you should be able to draw the schemes and write the differential equations for an one compartment pharmacokinetic model after IV infusion administration. You should be able to use the integrated equations for drug concentrations during and after an IV infusion administration to calculate the parameter values. You should also be able to calculate the KEL, that is elimination rate constant, and VD, that is volume of distribution, from the data collected after a single IV infusion. You know that all the drugs cannot be given by the IV bolus injection due to several reasons, maybe the solubility, maybe their pH of the preparation, or maybe their adverse effects. So therefore, those drugs may be given by slower IV infusion over 15 to 30 minutes or more than that. For example, phenytoin must be given very slowly, not more than 50 milligram per minute, and preferably 25 milligram per minute or less in case of adults. So it is much slower in case of neonates. Now definitely there are certain advantages of this zero order infusion. So what are the advantages? The first thing is ease of control of rate of infusion to fit the individual patient needs. It prevents the fluctuation in the maxima and minima in the plasma level. It is desired especially when the drug has a narrow therapeutic index. That means if it fluctuates, then sometimes it may cross the maximum safe concentration, so it will elicit the adverse effect. And if it fall below the MEC, that is minimum effective concentration, then it will be in subtherapeutic level. So to maintain the concentration in between these two level or this therapeutic window, the IV infusion can be used. Now other drugs as well as electrolytes and nutrients can also be conveniently administered simultaneously by the same infusion line in critically ill patient. That means one infusion line will be sufficient, and by this infusion line other drugs, electrolytes or nutrients can also be given. This concept is known as parenteral admixture. But we have to keep in mind that whatever we are mixing, they should not interact. If they interact, then they cannot be given together. So let's start with the model. So here in this case, the drug will be entering into the body and other body tissues, that is considered as a single compartment in a zero order, because the infusion is given in a particular rate, that is called infusion rate, and it doesn't depend upon the quantity. So that is why the process rate in that follows the zero order kinetic, and like the IV bolus, the elimination will be first order. So simply this one is the rate in, that is denoted by R0, and this one is rate out, that is denoted by KE, that is elimination rate constant. Now, at any time during the infusion, the rate of change in the amount of drug in the body, that means how much amount is present in the body, or the changing rate, that is denoted by dx by dt, is the difference between the zero order drug infusion, that is R0, and first order rate of elimination, that is minus Kex, that simply rate in minus rate out. So the equation will become dx by dt equals to R0 minus Kex. Now if we integrate the equation and rearrange this thing, that means simply after uh, integrating and converting into natural log and then in exponential form, we will get x equals to R0 minus Ke into 1 minus e to the power minus Ket. This is equation number 2. Now we know that the determination of x is somewhat difficult. So we have to use the concept of the relation between x and c, that is x equals to Vd into c. So if we replace this x with Vd into c, then the equation will remain same, that c into Vd equals to R0 by Ke into 1 minus e to the power minus Ket. Now if we bring that Vd into right hand side, the equation will become c equals to R0 by Ke into Vd into 1 minus e to the power minus Ket. Now while discussing the IV bolus, we know that this Ke and Vd equal Ke into Vd equals to total clearance. So we will be using that equation also. So this equation will become R0 upon CLT, that is total clearance, into 1 minus e to the power minus Ket. Now at the start of constant rate infusion, the amount of drug in the body is 0. Hence, there is no elimination because the drug is not present in the body. So, elimination is not possible. Now, as time passes, the amount of the drug in the body will increase gradually. Slowly, elimination will also increase. Now, at this point, elimination rate is less than the infusion rate. That means minus Kex is less than R0. Now at certain point, the rate of elimination or the minus Kex will become equal to the R0. So in that case, the concentration of the drug in the body will become constant. When the R0, that is rate in, becomes equal to the rate out. So that thing is known as steady state or plateau or infusion equilibrium. If we look at this curve, this is the simple Cartesian plot of the plasma drug concentration versus time. Here at this time, say the infusion was given, so the plasma drug concentration is increasing. Now the rate in is the infusion rate, that is R0. Now at certain point, the R0 become equal to the rate out, that is minus Kex. So we will not get any change in the plasma drug concentration in this phase. So this phase is called steady state, and the concentration, that is called steady state concentration, denoted by CSS. Now if you think that if we use or if we infuse the drug by twice of the speed given earlier, then this steady state concentration will reach earlier. No, this is not the case. So in this case, the plasma drug concentration will increase. So for this case, the CSS or the steady state concentration again at this time. So the time will remain same. Simply the plasma drug concentration will increase. Basically, to reach the steady state concentration, the time required that depends upon the T half basically. So it doesn't depend upon the infusion rate. Now, say at this point, the infusion was stopped. That means R0 or the rate in that become absent. Now this plasma drug concentration that is present in our body. Now consider that that much amount is present in our body, or that amount, or it become equal to the IV bolus. In case of IV bolus, the entire amount was given at a time. So now it will eliminate from the body. That means the plasma drug concentration will decline. So as it is Cartesian graph, so we are getting this curve. If we plot this thing in a semi-logarithm graph paper, or if we plot the log of plasma drug concentration versus T, then this line will yield a straight line with the slope. The slope equals to minus Ke upon 2.303. Now at steady state, when the rate in equals to rate out, the rate of change of amount of the drug in the body becomes 0. Hence, the equation 1 was dx by dt equals to R0 minus Kex. So dx by dt, that means the change in the plasma drug concentration. So this change in the plasma drug concentration will become 0. So it become 0 equals to R0 minus Ke into X SS, that is amount present in the steady state.